All right, Section 6, cryogenic liquid tanker cars. Class DOT 113 and AR 204 tanker cars are designed with a vacuum insulated with the interior tanker cars included with the outer shelf of the tank down jacket referred to the outer jacket by the Department of Transportation to transport cryogenic liquid refrigerated liquid gases having the boiling point colder than minus 135 degrees Fahrenheit atmospheric pressure, liquid hydrogen, ethanol, oxygen, nitrogen, and argon. The annular space between the inner and outer of the tank of the vacuum is drawn with the equipped with the insulation system with the granular perlite on an alternating wrap of multiple layers aluminum foil paper. The tank cars are frequently referred to as thermos bottle tanker cars. Insulation signal system designed for this commodity being transported meeting the specified performance standard vacuum controls rate with the heat input with normal transportation time periods. Note that the Department of Transportation regulations require that the shipper to notify the Federal Railroad Administration whenever the tanker car contains any flammable hydrogenic liquid that is not received by the consigning within 20 days of the date of the shipment. Typically, insulation system will keep the commodity pressure from activating the pressure release devices for at least twice this 20-day period. Specification dot 113A60W. Tanker car having a service temperature at a minimum of 423 degrees, minimum burst pressure of 240 psi. Then tank pressure of 60 psi. Specification document 113C for 120W. The tank of the car will have the design surface temperature of the minimum is 260 degrees Fahrenheit, minimum burst pressure of 300 psi, and tank pressure of 120 psi. Specification of AAR's Class 204 tanker cars must meet the specification requirements for the Class of Department of Transportation 1113. 11.3. The tanker cars with some exemption, the minimum required burst strength is 240 psi with a 60 psi tank pressure, test pressure. The specification Association American Railroad Class 204W fusion welded tanks, so they're not authorized for the Division 12421 flammable glass materials. Or your cryogenic liquid tanks are required to have the liquid level gauge. One of the gauge measures for liquid level of the inner tank with the gauge of the portable gauge that does not move in the car. The other gauge is the fixed length of the dip tube that indicates the maximum allowable liquid level to allow the filling density. In addition, with the car being equipped with the vapor pressure gauge to indicate the pressure within the inner tank. Cars must be equipped with various pressure release devices. The protection of the tank assembly piping for the discharge of the pressure release devices must be directed away from the operating personnel of the car structure of the truck and safety appliances, e.g. handholds, grab irons, or handrails. The inner tank must be equipped with at least one with the pressure relieving valve, at least one safety vent in which may be replaced with an alternative pressure relief valve. The car may also be equipped with a pressure control device, regulator valve, the mixing device, and the control of the routine release of the vaporized lighting during transportation. Tank cars and liquid hydrogen service must be equipped with a device that will instantly ignite any of the hydrogen that is discharged with the pressure relief device. The outer jacket of the tank must be equipped with a system to prevent the building up of the pressure within the annular space. Loading and unloading valves and other fittings are required to enclose with the protective housing, not confused with the protective housing on the pressure tanks, which appears to be in a box or cabinet. The protective housing is located on both sides at one end or on the rare cases on the top of the car. The housing must be adequate to protect the fittings. For the direct solar radiation, mud, sand, adverse environmental exposure, mechanical damage, and incident normal operation. The protective housing for the fittings must be equipped with the precautionary instruction for the safe operation. Equipment during the storage and transfer operation must include the diagram of the tank, of the piping system, of the various gauges, of the control valve, of the pressure release device, clearly identified in location and indication. In addition, with all the valves and gauges must be clearly identified with corrosion-resistant nameplates. Alright, in addition to the other stenciling and cryogenic liquid, tanker cars must be stenciled, do not hump or cut off while in motion or vacuum jacketed on both sides of the lettering and at least 1.5 inches high. Alright, your photo of the courtesy of Charles J. Wright with a typical cryogenic tanker car dot of the class 1113. Your typical cryogenic tanker car fitting compartments. Your typical, your cryogenic tanker car fittings. Section 7, Guidelines for Initial Emergency Response.